Hi, Brittany. Okay, I've got your work up here. I want to take a look at your writing. Hard time grasping. Maybe there's a reason it's not giving myself enough time. And that's 9 times out of 10, that's the case. This stuff is by no means difficult, but there is a lot to remember. Um, so it's just, it's until you commit it to muscle memory, you really, really practice a lot and you'll be just fine. So it does take ample time, no question. Now I know you're full time, you're a mom, a wife, and I get that. And most of us are doing something else other than just attending classes. So I mean, we're all kind of in the same boat. So I think we all can relate with your comments therein. Um, Okay, yes, I did recommend that. It's really important to know that in graphic design, any time you see measurements, it's always going to show the width first. Okay, so that's a really great general rule to keep in mind. Width always comes first. Um, so of course, the recommendations would be 1200, or sorry, 1280 by 300. That's 1280 wide, right? 300 high, as opposed to 1280 high. So let's go ahead and go back to your writing. To attach my original image, that's a comparison. I like this setup too. I do. I like the vertical banner, but unfortunately, we need to adhere to the project requirements. The question you already know. No, I disagree. I don't think you should know this. I mean, there's no reason for you to know it until you've done it before, right? So my recommendation is this: you're in the thousands of kilobytes, and I can tell you right now, one of the things is that the type effects. So that's why I had left that caveat about type effects, that to really just take it easy on your type effects is going to really bloat your file size. So one of the things that I do mention in this class is that this is an introductory class, so it's not an actual web publishing class. So we're not that concerned right now about the file size. However, file size is extremely important. If this is a few thousand kilobytes, it should say several thousand kilobytes. That's too big for a banner. It won't load correctly. So my recommendation is to take a little bit of time on your own and just go out and say, how do I optimize a web banner? Or how can I reduce the size of my animated web banner? Okay, and I'll give you, you'll find a ton of resources. Okay, so that said, I've got your magazine ad up in this side of the window, and in this side of the window, I'm going to place your banner ad. And I think that I got the GIF up right there. So yes, okay, so we fit both in the window and we are good to go. I think we can see that, right? Yeah, okay. So let's start with the magazine ad. I think the magazine ad is excellent. I really do. I think it's really, really super interesting. One thing I would recommend here is best decision ever. You have a period after each. I would just say, I would pull this over a little bit. I would say best decision, second line ever. Okay, best decision ever, and that, either that, or you can even take this best decision ever and just give it as one headline. I think right now it's just taking up a little too much. There's too much weight, starting to get too much weight on the right hand side of the composition. So I think if we just say best decision ever, then come down here and assemble your body copy right there. Okay. Also, let's talk about the bottom of the banner. I don't think we need this bar right here, this color bar. So what I would do here is I would take this book your vacation today, and I would just incorporate it right there with the same typeface as that. Just book it right, just place it right there. Okay. That's going to open up the bottom. Remove this bar. That way you can just assemble your type, your location right there, and your logo right here. And that's going to really, really help distribute the negative space associated with the bottom of the ad. And it's going to create a much more harmonious ad itself. Okay, now I would also recommend this. See that purple right there? Take that purple color right there and set your type in purple. Again, it'll increase harmony. You could also consider setting it in this color teal, but I don't think it'd be as visible. You can try it and see what you think. Okay, so now we're going to jump over to the banner ad. Now, there's not really a whole lot I can say about the banner ad because you have to recompose it anyways to the 1280 by 300, right? So I will say that everything here looks great. You know what you're doing. There's no question. I know that you are a little doubtful in your writing, but you know exactly what you're doing here. So recomposing this is well within your skill set. So my recommendation is the animation looks good. That's another thing. That's a lot of type right there to include in the animation, and that's definitely increasing your file size as well. So condense this, and let's see how you can condense that into, just a very, very short couple of few words, instead of these several words. Now, that's really all I can say. You're showing excellent proficiency, but until we get that formatted at the 1280 by 300, there's not really a whole lot I can say. So let's go ahead and get that recomposed. Why don't you do that? Let's get ready to work this for final, okay? Now, at this point, I would say final is due next week. So I would like to give you another checkpoint. So if you want to go ahead and make some of these recommended changes and resubmit right here in this forum, that's great. I'll be glad to provide additional comments. I recommend doing so. Okay, that's all I really have. Yeah, that's all I have for now. So let's go ahead and really important to let me know if you have any questions. All right, so let's go ahead and make those changes. And if you want to run it by me, like I said, I'll make further comments. If not, I'd like to see those changes reflected in your final ad. All right, I should say your final campaign. All right, fantastic, Brittany. Thank you very much.